So I'm recording this in early June and I still do not have the new ALDEBARAN DC. And in this video, I'm going to, go over a theory I might have about why the right-handers are being delayed. And I'm also going to show you a brand new baitcaster Shimano Japan has just released. But let's talk about the ALDEBARAN DC first. Now, just a quick recap. Back in late January, Shimano unveiled at the Japanese fishing shows the new ALDEBARAN DC, a reel that I've been waiting for like well over 10 years. Now, while they unveiled the reel to the world, it took them like 2 or almost 3 months to actually give us a release date for the reels. And it turns out that the left-handers were supposed to be released in April and the right-handers were supposed to be released in May. So as soon as it turned May, I checked my email to see if my reel was shipped, and nothing. And I kept checking every day, and I realized that this is probably going to be one of those reels that's going to come out at the very end of the month. But lo and behold, May ended and I got no email saying that my new ALDEBARAN DC is on the way to me. So of course I went to Shimano Japan's website and let's check out what I found out. Okay, so we got to go to reel, got to go to bait casting, new ALDEBARAN DC, and let's check this out. It says 30 HG right, 30 XG right. The release month has been changed from May 2025 to June 2025. And I'm wondering why that is. I mean, the left-handers have been out for at least a month now. And I'm kind of thinking maybe there's a problem with the reel, and more specifically the DC tuning, that they are not performing up to the usual Shimano standard. And let me show you why I think that. So we're going to go to YouTube, and as you can see as I scroll down this list, that a bunch of YouTubers who are left-handed have received their reels and released videos, but I haven't watched a single review video on this reel yet because I want to get my reel, do my testing, and not be influenced by other reviews. But the two main reel channels I look to for JDM reviews, they've had some interesting, video titles. Here's one right here. This guy. It says 25 ALDEBARAN DC, the gap with the specs is huge, and he's comparing it with the 25 STEEZ CT. And then right below that video, this is his main review on the reel, and it says 25 ALDEBARAN DC, and he's saying something's not right here. And then right below him is the other guy that I watch video reviews from. His channel is called Florent, and he's also comparing the ALDEBARAN DC with the STEEZ CT, and he says yields shocking results. So when I see that, that usually means, in my opinion, that the DAIWA has outperformed the Shimano somehow. Alright. And I think that is it. Now, like I said, I have not watched one single video on this reel, but the titles that I'm reading from these two Japanese tackle reviewers are making me think that something may be up with the performance of the new ALDEBARAN DC, and maybe Shimano is fixing any kind of problems before the right-handers come out, because of course the bulk of anglers are right-handed. Or it could be a supply chain issue, I'm not sure, but looks like I'm gonna have to wait at least a few more weeks before I get my hands on this reel. But now I'm gonna show you a new reel Shimano just released. It's a light game saltwater bait caster that should be able to cross over into freshwater fishing like bass and trout and whatnot. And I'm going to show you a quick promo video on the reel. It is called the Style, or I don't know if they pronounce it Steel. But let's check out this one video. I'm going to make sure that it's muted. And hopefully you guys can see that this reel is using the same frame as the ALDEBARAN. It's bright silver. And this is a reel, wait before I go into that, that's the old style that it's replacing. And you can see that it's using the old ALDEBARAN frame. But he's upgraded the handle. Now apparently the old handle was like 102 millimeters, but the new handle is now like 110. That's going to be ultralight at 145 grams. And check out that thumb bar. But anyway, this is a, I guess, jigging reel. You just drop the lure off the side of the boat in the ocean and jig your lure. But this reel has a braking system. And it's a braking system that a lot of you old school Shimano guys might like and might make you interested in this reel. So the frame looks really good in silver. All right, let's see here. Now usually jigging reels like this, well, I shouldn't say usually, but some jigging reels don't have braking systems. At least not conventional ones. Because basically you're just dropping the lure off the side of the boat. But there's, I guess that's a knife fish or some kind of a really pretty silver fish. But I'm going to pause right here. Check out the thumb bar. Now you can see that it's keeping Shimano's high position, but they've angled the thumb bar to slant upwards. And I guess that is some kind of a benefit to this style of fishing. I guess they're releasing the clutch very often, I guess to change depths, and this new angled thumb bar helps them out. So I'm waiting for them to show the braking system. Maybe I can fast forward a bit. All right, here we go. Okay, there's the braking system. Let's go back a few seconds. And it's using the old school SVS, or here in America it's called VBS, where you have to open up the side plates. But you can see he's actually doing some casting now. And he's just not dropping, wow, look at that fish. He's just not dropping it off the side of the boat. So this reel can do casting and retrieving techniques. Now I personally would have rather had SVS Infinity, but yeah, I think that's probably going to be reserved for, I guess, a new ALDEBARAN MGL whenever that comes out. But it does come with the old school Shimano tried and true SVS VBS brake system. That is one of those set and forget type systems, which could be good news for some of the die-hard old school Shimano guys that prefer that brake. Okay, I think that's about it, but we're gonna go over to Shimano's website real quick and check out more specs, as well as check out the price, just in case anyone might be interested in this reel if you want to be different than everyone else you know. All right, so back at Shimano's webpage, and I think it's going to be found, it might be found in bait casting. I know Shimano usually reserves or separates those specialty type saltwater reels in a different category on their webpage. And yeah, it looks like probably gonna be, where is it? Let's try this one. I think this is gonna be it. Here we go. Here we go. The new style or steel. Boom, look at that. Good looking reel in silver. 54,000 yen. Scheduled to be released in July. So we got at least a month or so before this comes out. But it says for technical attack and all-rounder with improved power and operability. Talking about the longer handle. Does have micro module gears. I believe the frame is magnesium. And yep, there's the micro gears. Looks like they're going to be brass. Comparison with the old style. Now, one difference I did see is that I think the old style had the spool tension knob on the palm side plate, while the new one doesn't. Kind of disappointing, but 3-finger operation. There's the angled thumb bar again. It says the centrifugal brake allows anyone to use the strategy of casting and searching sideways. So yeah, you can cast and retrieve with this reel, and you get a total of 8 brake blocks instead of the normal 6. So you're gonna definitely have plenty of braking. And yeah, so it's not going to be cheap. Probably talking, let me see here. I wonder if Digitaka is listing it on their website. Let me check real quick. Oh yeah, they actually have it listed already. Wow. Okay, so their price is going to be 48,600 yen. When you convert that to US dollars, 350 bucks. Wow, that's a lot of money for an ancient internally adjustable only brake system. But at least you know this reel is going to be saltwater friendly. So if anyone out there wants to be totally different than anyone else, and you want to get a reel that's going to stand out, that probably no one else is going to have, then this reel might be the one for you. All right guys, thanks a lot.